Hey Geminis, and welcome to your May 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your tarot reading for May. I feel like you guys are happy and sad and just like all over the place, to be honest, but there is an optimism that I see coming forward throughout May. It's like, honestly, I feel like the universe is going to send you so much obstacles and so much things that just like force you into being optimistic and force you into finally being happy with your circumstances that are really going to be really great. But it's like you have this thing that's tripping you up to get there. There's a lot of contradiction, just like Cancer for this month there, because I'm sure that sounds very contradicting what I've just said, but you guys are not really pessimistic generally, depending on your chart, of course. You guys are not generally too concerned about money or finances or, you know, just being the best or the richest person in the world. Again, that depends on where your chart's coming from. But those things for some reason are on your mind in May, and it's uncharacteristic for you. It is time to finally allow some endings to occur for you, because through the first half of May is one of the more difficult times of the year for you, because, you know, you're about to have your solar return in May 21st, when the sun goes into your sign, Gemini. So up until May 21st, you could be feeling very drained and very unsure of yourself, unsure of your motivations, unsure of how you're manifesting. You share a kind of energetic similarity with Libra right now, because, you know, we're having the full moon in Scorpio in May, and it's the kind of the similar idea, because we're in Taurus time right now, so Libra was kind of experiencing the same thing that Gemini will experience. So there's a need for conflict, a need for fighting or argumentative mindsets that comes to the surface for you guys. Maybe you've been surrounded by these types of people who cannot handle any kind of pressure, any kind of need, otherworldly or of other people in their life, and they really have a temper problem. You know, 7 of Wands and 5 of Wands in the same reading, 5 of Pentacles, a lot of these cards deal with temperament and deal with anger. It deals with ego, wanting to be above other people with 7 of Wands. For 7 of Wands, sometimes it can be really good. It can be the sense like you've finally risen above a challenge. But I feel that 7 of Wands for you this month, Gemini, has to do with the want to be above other people so that you have power. Not necessarily you. It can be being surrounded with people who want this, people who want to be above you, regardless of what that entails, regardless of the responsibility that it entails. For people, you know, with our societal hierarchy that we have, whether it be through money or through career, through birth, whatever it is, where people feel above other people for whatever reason, that comes with a certain amount of like responsibility and carefulness. Let me try to explain this to you, because obviously we're all humans and we're not genetically different than anybody. So our societal hierarchy system is something that will always create conflict, because of somebody's bank account that can put them, you know, quote unquote above somebody else because of, I guess, the easiness, you know. Anyway, I'm not trying to get off on that, but let me give you kind of a hypothetical situation here. So take somebody who's very poor or homeless, living on the street or something, versus somebody who doesn't have to work or has like gotten an early retirement, something that has made them not need financially. Through society, there will be a pressure and a naturality, how can I put it, that makes the person with more money obviously feel above the person who's homeless. Now, not everybody will, okay? Some people who have money understand that money does not actually have to do with hierarchy, spiritually and energetically. However, there's a carefulness that the person with money has to have, because there's a realization within the universe that this person can create comfortability within themselves easier than the person who is homeless. So if the person who has more money and is, you know, societally above this other person, not energetically, but societally, if they're careless and if they rub that into the people around them, to the people that they love, that they're above them through some societal means, they're reaping a lot of karma. My whole point with this, Gemini, is that you don't want to be that person this month. You're surrounded by those kinds of people, and you have more than a lot of people right now, actually. And there, however, are cards coming up that make you feel like you're very deprived. Okay. So there could be a temptation within you to rub your ego into other people. Okay. Some of you wouldn't even consider it, but some of you would. And again, I have a large audience, so please don't take offense to that. If this doesn't resonate, make sure you watch your sun, moon, rising. But you have to rise above that versus using the idea of above to create chaos for other people. Because believe it or not, Gemini, you have a lot of power this month. You have a lot of ability to change other people's surroundings. It won't feel like it in the beginning of May, but once you get your solar return happening towards the end of May and into June, all of a sudden you guys have sway. All of a sudden you guys have ability to change other people. And there's a very strong calling to do it in a way that honors yourself this time around. There's a very strong calling to make other people feel like they're at your level, if they deserve that, of course. Like, obviously, people who would abuse you or would use that to their advantage, like, it might be better to walk the other direction versus making it evidently clear that you're above them to them. But people who you trust and people who you want to be long runners in your life, make them feel like they're on the same level as you. Level with people, okay? It's good to level with people in May for you guys. That will bring you so much. That will make you feel at home. And when this big shift happens for you towards the end of the month, you won't completely like sputter off like a shooting star, you know. You might have that kind of archetype working for you where you have the sudden moment where you're shining and glowing and then you just kind of fade away. If you're using your ego to be above other people. Okay? And again, you're feeling deprived. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. It's a very discordant energy to have 2 5s. Oh, you have 3 5s with 5 of Wands as well. Wow. So again, I was picking up on the conflict. I was picking up on the hierarchy. You know, that's hard, Gemini, but I understand why you're here, because there was something that you've needed to see throughout the conflict, throughout the discord in your life, through the things that haven't like gone harmoniously or consistently up to your expectation, or even up to the actions that you did to make it turn out that way. There is something specifically about the discord and difficult energy in May that you're going through that teaches you very strongly how to actually achieve that consistency, how to actually achieve, you know, that relationship that is a little bit more predictable like you've wanted it to be, or safer. Those really aren't the right words, but I feel that you guys understand what I'm trying to get at. You know, it will happen in May. You'll probably have, for those of you in relationships, your relationship could make complete 180s this month. Your relationship could, if it's falling apart right now, all of a sudden by the end of May, you could be getting married, or you could be suddenly having fixed everything. You know, if it's going really great, all of a sudden it could be ending, or it could be changing drastically. You might be moving. There's some kind of major change that takes you off guard in May. That's why you have to level with people, because if you're making a huge contrast or dynamic, energetic shift where you feel above or even below people, it can go the other way. Like, I'm not good enough to be around these people. These people are too rich. These people are too smart. These people are too esteemed for me to be around them. I will feel insecure and self-conscious if I'm in their proximity. That will give you the exact same thing, Gemini. You are on the same level as people and other people in May. You start to shine more and you start to attract people more, but that doesn't have to do with your hierarchy, Gemini. Understand that you are at the same people as, or at the same level as other people, and that will make this month go much more smoothly. Okay? Because you could be moving. You could be having some big change. You have the Chariot, which represents a change in location, mobility, traveling, going somewhere new. And that might be your end game. Maybe you've been wanting to leave where you currently are. This is an energy that has been at play, you know, for all the signs collectively over the last 2 months since we had the equinox. And it's finally coming front and center for you as well. So, you know, flirt with that idea a little bit. Are you happy where you're at? Do you want to be somewhere else? You know, does it take this really discordant, conflicting energy to get you to actually make that move? Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it should be a gut instinct that you honor versus allowing it to be forced upon you. That's really good things to reflect on this month, Gemini. Without further ado, I'm going to look at your reading from week to week, and we will see what specifically is coming forward. Week number 1, you guys have 4 of Wands reversed rooted down by 7 of Wands. So, you know, you are reminded of something that almost went very well for you. You are reminded of something from your past that almost came together, then completely fell apart in the first week of May. This is coming from April as well, maybe even quite a bit further back. You felt this coming on, and finally you have a bit of time off, or you have a bit of time to just, be with yourself, and you think, wow, that almost happened. I almost went all the way with that person. I almost got to the top of that career. I almost made all the money that I ever wanted, and then I did something, or somebody did something that made me lose it all. That's where your head's at in the first week, Gemini. And I feel that your first reaction to this is there are about 3 different options here. Option number 1, your ego automatically comes in and you think, I'm so further above those other people. That 7 of Wands, you're standing on higher ground to opposition. I'm so farther above these other people that if I really wanted to, I could take it all from them now, and I could be the most powerful person, and I kind of want them to come back in and be a little bit conflict oriented to me, just so I can cut their wings, just so I can take everything from them, just so I can tell them how it is. And that's, some of you might be like, I would never do that. And some of you wouldn't. I'm not saying that because, again, there are like 3 options here. But again, that's what you have to watch for, Gemini. That's what you have to be careful of in this month, because you don't want that, because people have done that to you a lot. Like, people have had that mentality with you. Like, they want to take what you have and they want to benefit from your creations, and you don't want to be that person. So it's okay to acknowledge you might feel that way, but I feel, again, option number 2, probably the best option, is that you are above that spiritually. You realize that despite the tangible success, the money that those people got, the prestige, quote unquote, that they got through your contribution that you didn't get recognition for, has not fulfilled them, because it can't. If it was your contribution that made other people successful, Gemini, they will never feel fulfilled, and their outside appearance is only a lie. It may be a lie that they have been able to tell to themselves, but allow the universe to teach them that lesson rather than you coming in and trying to teach it for them. Because the universe, it's got a lot to do. If you want to teach that lesson, you can do that, but it probably won't have the deep down effect that the universe would. So maybe just allowing yourself to not want to take other things from other people, that will be best. And being spiritually above and realizing that you have achieved fulfillment in a way that they haven't through this experience, okay? And then you have option number 3, which is to fall and to not be above. Because, again, 4 of Wands is in the reverse, so the 7 of Wands energy can kind of get skewed in that way. So you could think, I never was good enough to get it in the first place. I was never good enough to get that job. I was never good enough to make that money. And I'm not surprised that I didn't get the recognition, because why would I be on the cover of a magazine? That type of thing, okay? Which is potentially the worst out of the 3, because there's something that wakes you up to how good you actually are, Gemini. Through May, throughout these, these tendencies within yourself, something wakes you up to that. And it could be that train of thought, but do you know that option number 1 and option number 3 are not actually how it is? It is just a way for you to find fulfillment in yourself through understanding that other people have been successful around you, and it might have even been taken from you, but maybe you wouldn't even be as happy as you are right now if you hadn't had that success, because success and fulfillment are not the same thing. That's what I always try to explain on my channel, is that people who are successful are not fulfilled necessarily. I mean, they can be, but money is not fulfillment. Success is not fulfillment. In fact, they can really take away fulfillment if you've not realized that before you come into money or into, success. So into the second week, Geminis, you guys have 5 of Pentacles rooted down by King of Pentacles reversed. With all of this discordant energy, I can't help but think that maybe somebody from your past who you've had the difficult relationship comes back in. I feel like it would be in the second week if it happens. I don't think they stay very long. So some of you might feel like you can start a new relationship or start back an old relationship. They might even give you this idea. But I feel that you come to a realization that it can never work. You realize that the spiritual connection is actually not there anymore with 5 of Pentacles. You might also feel like money makes things not work. Although 5 of Pentacles is not so much about money as it is, a rich mind, okay, or a rich fulfillment even. You know, money may not work out here, but more than anything, you feel like you're cold when you're with this person, or you feel that this person is very cold, and you know that you could maybe work on yourself and make it warm, or you could warm back up to them, but you know how they treated you in the past. So I think that it's better to save yourself the problems. And I actually think that you guys make a very mature decision in the second week to do what's best for you and for humanity versus continuing a cycle of pain and fear, like so many people may have in your family for so long, or like people that you've experienced in your life. You choose to, you know, maybe have a little bit of pain and pay that in a way that you find fulfillment. Sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit, guys. It's a very complicated energy wavelength that I've wandered on for you, and it's kind of hard to articulate in human language. So, yeah, second week, you guys make a very mature decision, and it's beautiful because Ace of Cups comes to connect these 4 cards here, and it's like you are rejuvenated through this mature decision, through understanding that your future would be very cold if you did what was comfortable right now. And you get a lot from making this decision. In the third week, 5 of Cups, you're down by 5 of Wands reversed. Ouch. You guys are feeling the sting of universal decisions. It's kind of energy of rock in a hard place. You realize that had you accepted this person back into your life, you realize that you would probably be hurting just like you are right now, but it doesn't take it away. And you realize that maybe you could distract yourself as well had you allowed them back in, but you know that it couldn't have lasted. And you're choosing right now in May to feel the depth of yourself now when things are more comfortable and more mundane versus at the worst possible time, like the universe would show you if you chose to continue a cycle of fear and pain. This reading is so deep, guys. Oh my gosh. And it wakes part of you up here to your reactions, to the way that you pace yourself, to how you brood, which is an uncharacteristic quality for you, but it's happening in the third week. It seems very emotional. Ace of Cups and 5 of Cups, that's crying. That is tears. And it doesn't have to be bad, but it's like you are shedding this person. Finally, for those of you who've been through the breakup, you are shedding finally something that was very painful, some kind of toxin, somebody else's toxicity through tears. It's a good time to sweat and to go to a sauna, to go to a spa, to exercise. Don't push yourself harder than you ever have before, but continue and do things that allow you to release something in the third week. It may be some of your birthdays in the third and fourth week, so this might be difficult. You might feel like you don't have the only people that you want around you during your birthday, although there are a lot of people around you, and it seems like there are a lot of games and parties even in the third week for some of you, so it could be surprise parties. You might not even like surprises that much right now, and that's okay. There's something that does not feel easy here, and you guys would do good to just flirt with that. There's like this archetype of flirting with all these universal energies coming forward for all of the signs in May, and wow, it's like you see something, that a part of yourself that has been here for a long time, and you kind of flirt with it, you have a moment with it, and then you release it, and it is beautiful. Again, this relates to the mature decision that you have to make. For some of you guys, this has been longer running. You might have had to make a mature decision even in April or March even, and you're still feeling that. And it's like there are decisions that come to your day-to-day life, like what you're eating, what you're choosing to do, how you're manifesting your energy, that are a result of that decision. And it's kind of like integrity too. That comes to the forefront too. It's like you acted with integrity, and now you're having to realize that it's not just sunshine and rainbows after that. You know, integrity, it comes with a price. It does reward you in the long run, but right after doing a major act of integrity that isn't necessarily comfortable for you, but it's good for humanity, there is a price to pay. And it's like you feel something much deeper, and you feel humanity at a much deeper level in the long run. That is a very rewarding experience. But right now, Geminis, it feels like you made the wrong decision, but you did not. Let it be a good validation that you have made the right decisions in May. Because had you made the wrong decision, it would feel too easy right now. And you guys know right now in your gut that things feeling easy is not necessarily good for you. Okay, and that's, again, I don't want you guys to take me the wrong way here. easiness is good, but in your current paradigm, Gemini, easiness is too distracting from the bigger picture. Easiness doesn't give you the muse and the manifestation to create what you've always wanted to. Now, once you finally figure out what that is, things can become easy again. But the universe is showing you what that is. So that can come with discord. That can come with feeling uncomfortable. Okay, and moving into the 4th week, it becomes easier. I feel that Seven of Swords reversed, rooted down by the Chariot, this mature decision that you had to make in the 2nd week, the person may even try to come back in again in the 4th week, or may try to do something to get back at you or be vengeful, but it doesn't work. 7 of Swords never works. It never, it's like there's an attempt to be vengeful or an attempt to take control back of the situation, and it's completely seen by the outside world. Everybody will be on your side. Okay, or how should I say? Actually, everybody will be on the side of the person who was not vengeful. So if you're thinking about being vengeful in the 4th week, Gemini, people won't be on your side. Just understand that. And people will see you for what you're doing. If you're trying to be manipulative or trying to coerce or anything, it won't be successful and people will see you. But that goes both ways. Anybody who tries to do that with you, Gemini, will not be successful. It will not be seen. And I feel that this gives you a motivation. That ability to manifest may even come here because the Chariot is sudden movement, sudden mobility, sudden realization, sudden turns on your path that open up a huge array of options to you. So that's beautiful for you guys. You needed something like that. It's the only major arcana card in your reading. So other than that, Geminis, in the 4th week, you're feeling a little bit perplexed. You're feeling pulled in different directions, as that can be the Chariot as well. But in the 4th week, something, Gemini, happens that makes you see the bigger picture. It's beautiful. Ace of Cups is your central theme. Through all of this, Gemini, new love can come in. And that might actually be a little bit scary because you're kind of weary of other people right now, but you always need to communicate. You always need to be feeling other people, Gemini. You are ruled by Mercury. You are ruled by the communicative sign of communicative planet of the solar system. So these times and reflections do benefit you, but it's good to communicate it. It's good to be messaging people or be writing to other people. People can really see your authenticity and your vulnerability in a way that's rare this time, which is quite beautiful and quite nice to see this side of you, Gemini. It's very different for you right now. And it's something that's actually very rewarding and is painful to you right now, but becomes something, as I said, that rewards you in the future. So do remember that despite some of the difficulty, you look very nice and people find you to be very comforting and very wise. Okay, so, and graceful too, with Ace of Cups wrapping all of that up. And that can make people fall for you, honestly. That can make people fall completely head over heels in love with you. So if that's not what you're looking for, be prepared to be a heartbreaker. Be prepared to not lead people on as well. That puts you into an uncomfortable place. Be real. And maybe thinking about your dialogues and how that communicates your reality. It'll be good to think about that in May. You know, if people want to fall in love with you or people want to be with you, how do you communicate to them that that's not what you're looking for without being that bad person who did that to you in such an uncaring, ungraceful way? It seems that you can finally find out how to turn people down or accept people in a way that does not bring such discord into one's life. Sit on that, Gemini. I kind of want to repeat that. How can you communicate, or how can you decline or accept somebody, whether it be love or what have you, in a way that does not bring discord into people's lives? Because that's what you've had to deal with on the other side of it. You know, people's accepting or declining of your energy has been a very discordant experience for you, and Cancer as well. So if you have Cancer, make sure you watch that video. And how can you, with integrity, make that not the case? You get a lot by reflecting on that this month, Gemini. Anyway, I'm wishing a lot of luck to you guys. I'm rooting for you guys. If this didn't resonate, or even if it did, I hope that you guys will click on the top left-hand video playlist and watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. Also, you can book a private reading with me here if this resonated really nicely for you, or subscribe to my channel. Much love to you guys, and namaste. Bye.